Listen, I know when you see Brawlhalla, all you can think of is this another Smash clone? Why are you playing 2D Smash? Smash this, smash that. Wait, not like that. The point is, when people see Brawlhalla for the first time, they point out the similarities between Brawlhalla and Smash. And understandably so. Smash Bros have been a part of the fighting game community longer than Brawlhalla has, and they are a household name. But to all of you who have played Brawlhalla before, you'll know that it is different. I mean, where else can Jake the dog literally fight Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? And trust me, the roster can get pretty weird from there. Now I can go on and on forever about every little detail about Brawlhalla's difference versus Smash, but I'll group everything into 3 different categories: visuals and cosmetic items, gameplay and mechanics, the community, and competitive play. Now in terms of visuals, there's only really one thing I have to say about that, because honestly most of it is subjective. You might like how Smash looks compared to Brawl, but the biggest difference is obviously one is 2D, the other is 3D. Now I'm talking about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate because that's the newest, I believe, so most of the stuff I talk about in this video will be based off of that. But in terms of versatility of cosmetic items, I think Brawlhalla takes the cake. One of the most unique things, arguably the most unique thing, is Brawlhalla skins. Now at first you have some regular skins, maybe some that are seasonal. Now these skins are considered the cheapest, which can vary from 80 to 200 mammoth coins. And just for reference, 140 mammoth coins is about $6.60 Canadian, so I think that's like $5 US. So basically $5 can get you a skin, maybe 2, depending on which one you get. But then you have epic skins, which are animated, but more importantly, their weapons are animated, which is actually a big deal, but I'll get onto that later. Because with regular skins, not much changes. Like obviously you have cosmetic differences, but your weapons aren't animated and your SIG animations don't change. But with epic skins, it's basically an upgraded skin, I guess. Now with crossovers, you also get different sounds and animations, but in my opinion, it's way better. And they're the same price as epic skins as well. As it's in the name, crossover skins are crossovers from different games and also different shows. And this is what makes Brawlhalla so unique. Remember what I said earlier about Jake the dog fighting Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? Those are actually crossover skins. So Jake is actually core, but all his animations and sounds have been changed. And The Rock is actually Sentinel. The amount of possibilities with crossovers being added to the game are endless, because you aren't confined to just games. Here, I'll even read a list of crossovers that are currently in Brawlhalla. Rivals of Aether, Shovel Knight, Rayman, Hellboy, Adventure Time, Steven Universe, Tomb Raider, Ben 10, The Walking Dead, Kung Fu Panda, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. About half of those, maybe even more, are actual shows and not games. And one thing that's pretty cool is that Rayman is an actual character, not a crossover skin. So he has skins in the game, but he is the base character, Rayman. And the only other time they did that was actually their first crossover, which was Rivals of Aether. Ragnar is an alternate skin, but in Brawlhalla, he's an actual character. Now along with those options of skins, there's also a plethora of colors to choose from. Not only do you have colors gained from XP and leveling up your character, but you can also buy colors with mammoth coins, which are in-game currency that you get from playing the game. You can get these colors from the store, and apart from black and white, which require level 10 and level 25, and a pretty pricey amount of coins to buy, the rest of the colors on the store are seasonal. You have Halloween, Christmas, St. Patrick's Day, Home Team, which is like back to school, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot more, but most recently is Gala, which is actually Brawlhalla's anniversary colors. And they're seasonal because you can only get them at certain times of the year. Not only is this cool because they're limited to certain times of the year, but the UI changes to those certain seasons, so you don't get bored of the same UI. For example, when it's Christmas time, it's more wintry. You'll even see snowmen on certain maps in Brawlhalla. For Halloween, you'll see pumpkins. You get the idea. There was even a promotional color for Mountain Dew at some point, but yeah, that one's actually kind of exclusive because you could only get it from participating in this challenge. I don't remember what it was exactly. You can also get an exclusive theme color from the Battle Pass, and you don't have to buy it either. You can get it from the free tiers. Now I'm not sure if they give you the tier where you can get it for every single character, but I do know for sure that tiers along the way, you can actually roll to see which character you'll get the color for. So yeah, if you can't get it for every character, you'll at least get it for a lot of them. And there is one more way to get colors, but I'll mention that in the community part because it makes more sense for that. In Smash, they have what's called alternate costumes, and each character has, I think it's 8 different alternate costumes. Now for some characters, from what I've seen, it looks like only the color changes, but there are a good amount of characters where you can actually see physical changes in the model. For example, Bowser Jr., his alternate costumes are actually replaced with different characters from Super Mario Bros. 3. But I think it is fair to say that most characters, only the colors change and not really the actual model. And from the characters that actually do have model changes, they're limited to other characters that were in their game. Now honestly, that makes sense because Smash Bros is only Nintendo, and I understand that. But that's why Brawlhalla's customization of skins is odd, but it makes it unique and potentially more profitable in terms of collabs with other companies. And the last thing I'll talk about in terms of cosmetics is taunts. All of the taunts in Brawlhalla are universal. So when you buy a taunt, it applies to all the characters in the game. However, in Smash Bros, every character has, I think it's 3 to 4 unique taunts. They have an up taunt, a side taunt, and a down taunt. Now obviously that varies because there are characters that have 4, but I can safely say that all characters at least have 3. Now what I will say is that having taunts for specific characters ultimately makes them more unique. And also one thing that Smash has is that some of their taunts actually count as an attack. For example, Snake's cardboard box actually has a hitbox, and I've seen some pretty cool clips because of it. But in Brawlhalla, taunts are purely cosmetic. There's no hitbox, you can only get hurt. But something that's cool about Brawlhalla taunts is that some of them are interactive. Now what I mean by that is that another person can join in and taunt with you, even if they don't have the taunt themselves. This could be cool for 2v2 celebrations, or maybe you just want to trick your opponent. Now onto gameplay and mechanics. Now this is where most of the comparisons come in. Yes, the view of stages are set up slightly the same, and also the idea of stocks, although the amount of stocks and percentages are different. I don't even think Brawlhalla shows percentages. They just show a gradient of colors from white to red, which can actually be more confusing, so kudos to Smash on showing percentages. One difference that's critical in terms of gameplay is weapons. So in Brawlhalla, there is a specific amount of weapons and each character can have 2, only one at a time, and they alternate between how you pick them. But at the start of the game, it's random, it's either one or the other, but after that, it alternates. So every character will have a different set of weapons, but there will be overlap between every character. So in one way or another, you can link every character. This chart will help me explain it better. Bodvar, who has sword and hammer, will have the same sword as Hattori, who has sword and spear. Both of them have sword, but their secondaries are different. But Hattori will have the same spear as Nash, but Nash has hammer, like Bodvar. You see where this is going? Remember what I said earlier about animated weapon skins? So that means even if you buy a skin for a certain character, since weapons are shared across characters in Brawlhalla, that weapon skin can be used on any character as long as they have that weapon. The customization of skins can be even cooler because you can swap weapon skins as well. And you can even buy weapon skins that aren't for any characters, they're just skins by themselves. So if every character in Brawlhalla shares a weapon in one way or another, that means every light attack for each weapon will be the same across every character. This makes balance patches way easier in my opinion, because if you tweak one weapon, you don't have to tweak it for every single character because it's the same throughout. The force will always be the same, but what makes each character unique are the SIGs and the stats. So yes, they might share weapons, but each heavy attack is different for every character. And for stats, every character has the same amount of points, but the way those points are distributed are different. And you can also have different types of, modes. I don't really know what else to call them. For example, you can have a strength mode, which gives you 1 more point of strength, but it takes away from your dexterity. And by the way, there are 4 different types of modes. Well, I guess 5 if you're including neutral. But there's strength, dexterity, speed, and defense. Those are pretty straightforward, but dexterity is basically how fast you can attack, so think of it as recovery frames. Now in terms of Smash, I'm not really sure how stats are distributed, but I don't think you can modify them for competitive play, but in Brawlhalla you can. And this kind of leads into the competitive play / community part of it. Overall, I feel like Brawlhalla is better as a competitive game because of how easily balanceable it is. Now don't get me wrong, there are meta characters, but every character has a considerable chance of winning. Everyone on the roster is a viable option. Now in Smash Bros, most characters are playable, but I'm pretty sure there are some banned characters that are just too overpowered. One that I can think about off the top of my head, I think Meta Knight was banned at some point. I'm not sure if he's still banned, but I know that there's been a lot of debate between banning him or unbanning him. But in Brawlhalla, every character is legal. As long as there has been a second patch for that character, because obviously the first patch is when they're introduced to the game, so that's when most of the bugs or exploits are found out, and then after the second patch they get nerfed, and then they become playable in the competitive scene. And speaking of the competitive scene, have you seen the prize pools for tournaments? You want to guess Brawlhalla's prize pool this year was? Let's see. 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, 500,000. How about $1 million in prize pools for all the tournaments this year? That is a lot of money. Considering how new Brawlhalla is, they've grown a lot. And also that's during COVID, by the way. Which means I'm pretty sure most, if not all of these events were online. So imagine how much money it would have been if these were offline events. And hey, the player base is only going to get bigger. So if you're trying to get into the competitive scene, you might want to start now. Not only is the production great, but they have viewer rewards. There's a Twitch extension that allows viewers to gain points from watching, and you can get exclusive items. You can get skins for free, you can get exclusive esports colors, you can get taunts, you can get titles, you can get a lot of things just from watching the stream. This not only benefits Brawlhalla as they get more watch time from you watching, but you can also get something out of it. And more recently, Brawlhalla has Twitch Prime rewards now. So just for having Twitch Prime, you can get skins and colors from the game. Again, for free. Brawlhalla is starting to make a name for itself in the fighting game community, and it's even caught the likes of Moist Critical. He actually sponsors a pro player named Boomy. So hey, if I haven't convinced you to play the game, maybe Charlie will. Now this video isn't about saying that Brawlhalla is necessarily better than Smash. I'm more trying to change the perception that Brawlhalla is just a clone of Smash, like someone just copy and pasted all the mechanics into a 2D game. It actually has its own thriving community, and it's only going to grow from here. And the best part about it, it's free to play. So there's no harm in trying it. You can download it, see what it's about. If you don't like it, you can delete it. And if I haven't convinced you to even try or play Brawlhalla, you at least made it this far, right? Consider subscribing or at least leaving a like. It's free, it helps me out. Maybe if you didn't like the video, at least comment on why. Also let me know if I got anything wrong, because as I said before, my knowledge in Smash is limited. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Maybe you'll like more videos like this. I don't know. But yeah, Charlie likes the game. Maybe you will.